Hey guys, I'm at a Viking 82 here, back with another Viking Orations. Got another review for you today, and this time I'm going to be talking about the debut EP from the band Nogothula, entitled Gore, Vortex, Ascension. And yeah, if you are not familiar with this band, they are a black and death metal band from Cincinnati, Ohio. Been around since just last year in 2021, featuring Eric Payne on bass and vocals, Alex Hooper on the drums. Both of them are of the band Vermint, who is another awesome death metal band. And finally, rounding out the lineup is Colton Deem on guitars and vocals. He is also in the band Ascended Master, again another killer band from Ohio. Yeah, as I said, this is their debut EP. It is 6 tracks, just a little over 22 minutes in length. And, being a fan of both Vermint and Ascended Master, I was very anxious to check out this band when they announced their existence and this EP coming out. And I was just absolutely blown away upon popping this tape into the player. The intro is really creepy and I think perfectly sets the tone for this EP. You have the sounds of like flames crackling, and I think I even hear some slight chains rattling. Then throughout the thing, you hear this like demon kind of, gruffing and growling, and you feel like something apocalyptic is about to happen. And then right at the end, you hear him growl, "Bleed for me," and then it's loud bang, and the track ends and you get into the first song proper. The guitars here are really heavy tone, hitting you with mid to fast paced riffing, and at times they have a bit of a like an incantation vibe to them. I think I love these kind of like galloping, chugged riffs that appear at times as well, as they're just so headbangable to listen to. A couple of examples of what I'm talking about: track number 4, Bible Bile, at the 118 mark, and also track 6, Gore Vortex Ascension, the title track, at the 333 mark. As soon as those riffs come in, you just can't help but start headbanging to them. The bass tone on here is nice and thick, easily heard rumbling away in the mix. Track number 3, Septic Hex. At the 150 mark, the guitars hit this kind of sustained note that slowly fades out, and it leaves just the bass as the only instrument playing, so you get a really good sense of the tone that it actually has. And then at the 201 mark, the guitars and drums kick in with this slow, heavy riff and beat combination and this absolutely killer growl. And honestly, there's actually several moments throughout this EP where the bass kind of gets to shine a little bit, whether it's, like in this case where it was the only instrument playing even for just a brief second, or it comes a little bit through higher in the mix, but you really get a good sense of how it sounds. And of course, you know me, I love bass, so the bass on here I thought was really awesome. I also thought the drum production and performance was solid overall. I loved the kick drum sound, nice snap to the snare, really great double bass work and blast beats. And then vocally, you get this, heavy, low growl with some more kind of roared and shouted style vocals, and mixing those with some really nasty sounding screams. And I love the way that they layer the vocals at times, whether it be, the screams doing backing vocals at the same time as the growls are going on. Sometimes the screams actually also take over lead vocal duties briefly. But overall, very solid vocal performances from both here. The only other thing I picked out was from track number 6, Vortex Ascension. Now, this is actually the longest track on the EP at just under 6.5 minutes in length. And it starts with this really cool kind of slow played riff that's kind of spacey and gives off this kind of ethereal feel to it. And then about 25 seconds in, the guitars and drums coming in with a more slow and heavy pace to them that makes you kind of, just kind of slowly start headbanging along to them. Then things finally kick into high gear at the 123 mark with this absolutely nasty sounding scream with the blast beats. And I just love this little double bass section that happens just right after that. Then at the 139 mark, there's this really cool like start stop guitar riff section that I thought sounded really cool. And then finally at 346, they do these like layered shouts of Gore Vortex Ascension. They also do it again at the 405 mark that I thought that sounded really badass. And the screams here sounded especially maniacal during those moments. Overall, I think this is an absolute banger of an EP. Everything is well executed. It's heavy, yet catchy with plenty of headbangable moments. I am very anxious to hear more from this band in the future. Definitely a band to keep an eye on. I give this a solid 9.5 out of 10. This thing is just impressed me more and more with every listen that I have given it. The last I checked, tapes are still available, so I will be leaving a link down below to the band's Bandcamp so you can check that out for yourself. Now, the CD version is coming through Italy's death metal industry, which are actually shipping here in the next couple days on March 25th. The band will be getting copies, though, to sell for us U.S. customers who don't want to deal with the absolutely crazy overseas shipping prices and wondering if our stuff is actually going to make it and make it in one piece. So yeah, definitely keep an eye on the band's Bandcamp. And for those overseas customers, I will leave a link down below for the death metal industry store so you can pick up a copy yourself if you so desire. But yeah, that is going to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing. And until next time, stay brutal.